The College Football Playoff Committee has Alabama ranked at number 4, controlling its own destiny. The Oklahoma Sooners sit on the bubble, their playoff hopes on life support after 2 conference losses. The consensus analysis, backed by sophisticated models like ESPN's Football Power Index, predicts an Alabama win. And on the surface, why wouldn't it? The matchup at the game's most important position appears to be a mismatch. Alabama's Ty Simpson, a model of near perfect efficiency with a 20-1 touchdown to interception ratio, versus Oklahoma's John Mateer, with a 8-7 ratio. The turnover chasm is even worse. Alabama enters the game with a +9 turnover margin, tied for 5th best in the nation. Oklahoma enters with a -5 margin, ranking 118th. That is a +14 net turnover differential, a statistic that usually makes any other data point irrelevant. Every conventional sign points to a comfortable Alabama victory in Tuscaloosa. But what if every conventional sign is wrong? Because in the hunt for a championship, there is a foundational truth that supersedes quarterback stats and turnover luck. It's an old school axiom, etched into the sports DNA, that has been reproven by modern analytics. You must be able to run the ball, and you must be able to stop the run. It's an axiom that, when applied to this matchup, reveals a fatal flaw in this Alabama team. Today, we're not just looking at the stats, we're looking at the why. We will build the definitive data-driven blueprint for how Oklahoma can and will pull off this upset, by exploiting Alabama's complete and total ineffectiveness at running the ball and stopping the run. This isn't just a prediction, this is the blueprint. But before we go further, if you liked fact-filled Sooner content, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Also, leave your score predictions down in the comments below. The person with the closest score prediction will get a shout out in the next video, but only if you like the video also.
Welcome to Sooner Stats, your home for Oklahoma Sooners coverage.
Now let's get started. Before we break down the X's and O's of this matchup, we have to establish the single most important rule of modern championship football. There's a pervasive myth that the proliferation of air raid offenses and pass-happy spread attacks has rendered trench warfare obsolete. That is demonstrably false. An exhaustive data-driven analysis of the college football playoff era, from its inception in 2014 to the present, provides a staggering, unimpeachable truth. When you analyze the 10 CFP national champions, their combined record in games where they simply outrushed their opponent is 113 wins and 3 losses. That is a 97.4% winning percentage. Let me repeat that. In the modern era, at the highest level of the sport, when a championship caliber team wins the rushing battle, they are virtually unbeatable. The data proves that while passing gets you on highlight reels, physical dominance on the line of scrimmage wins titles. The 2023 Michigan Wolverines were a perfect embodiment of this. Facing Washington's prolific Heisman-led passing game, Michigan's strategy was simple: overpower them. They ran for a staggering 304 yards, a CFP title game record, and produced the first ever pair of 100-yard rushers in the game's history. They physically dismantled Washington, holding their historic offense to 13 points. The 2021 and 2022 Georgia Bulldogs proved it with defense. They were built on an impenetrable wall of run suppression, ranking 2nd and 1st in the nation, respectively. Their masterpiece was the 2022 National Championship, where they held Alabama to just 30 total rushing yards on 28 attempts, winning the war in the trenches and cruising to a 33-18 victory. This deep dive analysis identifies what it calls the anti-championship formula, or the fatal flaw. This is a team that can't run the football and can't stop the run. A team with this flaw, regardless of how well it passes, will be physically dominated, demoralized, and ultimately will fail to meet championship expectations. And that, my friends, is the 2025 Alabama Crimson Tide. This is not your father's or even your older brother's Alabama. The brand of physical imposition, the Bama standard of winning the war in the trenches, is gone. The data is clear, and it's damning. Let's start with Alabama's offense. It's built around the elite arm of Ty Simpson and the brilliant mind of offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb. But why is it built that way? Because it has to be. Out of 136 FBS teams, Alabama's rushing offense ranks 108th in the nation. They average a paltry 118.9 yards per game. Looking just at the SEC, Alabama's rushing offense ranks 14th in rushing success rate, 14th in rushing PPA or predicted points added per play, 15th in second level yards or yards gained 5 to 10 yards past the line, and 15th in open field yards or yards gained 10 plus yards past the line. This data is the quantitative proof of a complete inability to generate push. Those 15th place ranks in second level and open field yards are the real story. This isn't just about inefficient 3-yard runs, it's about a total failure to generate any explosive plays on the ground. Their talented backs are being hit at or behind the line of scrimmage. This proves the problem is a fundamental failure of the offensive line to displace the defensive front. They're losing the conflict over territory on every single running down. This data shows an offense that cannot impose its will. They don't just struggle to run the ball, they are, by the numbers, one of the worst high major rushing offenses in the country. But the fatal flaw is a two-part equation. You must be able to run, and you must be able to stop the run. This is where Alabama's 2025 philosophy completely betrays them. Alabama's run defense is currently ranking 77th nationally and allowing 149 yards per game. Looking at the SEC, Alabama's run defense ranks 11th in rushing defense success rate, 14th in rushing defense stuff rate, the percent of runs stopped at or behind the line, and 12th in rushing defense power success, or the power of short yardage runs stopped. The 14th place rank in stuff rate is the smoking gun. A high stuff rate is the direct measurement of a defensive line's success in creating a new line of scrimmage and winning the physical battle. Alabama's low rank means their defense line is not attacking, it is being displaced. The 12th rank in power success means that on 3rd and 1, the offense knows they can get that yard. This is the very definition of losing the physical battle. And here's the why. Defensive coordinator Kane Womack employs a 4-2-5 swarm-based defense. This scheme is designed to stop the pass-happy, spread-out attacks that dominate the SEC. It puts 5 defensive backs on the field as its base personnel, trading a traditional 260-pound box player for a 210-pound hybrid nickelback. This is a deliberate schematic choice, and it creates a clear and predictable statistical trade-off. So to summarize, Alabama fields a top 5 passing attack paired with a bottom 30 run offense and a bottom 50 run defense. This is the very definition of the anti-championship formula. They are a finesse team, and now they're about to play a team who could be built to expose them. Now, an opponent's flaw is only a flaw if you have the tools to exploit it. And Brent Venables' Oklahoma Sooners are, in this specific matchup, potentially a tactical nightmare for Alabama. This is the single biggest mismatch in this football game. It is a dominant strength versus a significant liability. Oklahoma's rush defense currently is ranked 5th nationally, allowing just 82.4 yards per game. Looking at the SEC, Oklahoma's run defense ranks 1st in rushing defense success rate, 1st in rushing defense stuff rate, 1st in open field yards allowed, and 3rd in rushing defense power success. Alabama's 14th ranked rushing success rate offense is facing Oklahoma's 1st ranked rushing defense success rate unit. Alabama's 15th ranked offensive line at creating second level yards is facing the number 1 stuff rate defense in the nation. This isn't a strength on strength battle. This is a statistical execution. Alabama will not be able to run the football, period. This is the other half of the 97.4% rule. Can Oklahoma run on Alabama's 77th ranked, structurally susceptible defense? With the offensive line's struggles established, the focus shifts to the individual player tasked with compensating for them, Xavier Robinson. the X factor, is the sole engine of the Oklahoma ground game. In his limited 2025 action, Robinson has posted 318 yards on 51 carries for an explosive 6.2 yards per attempt, adding 4 touchdowns and a strong 77.3 PFF run grade. This performance is a continuation of the blueprint he established as a freshman in 2024. After being integrated midseason, he single-handedly fixed this team's failing power success rate, which trended near 100% conversion by season's end. His 2024 climax notably came against the Alabama defense, where he posted 18 carries for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns, earning SEC Freshman of the Week honors. That performance is the template for Oklahoma's path to victory. A granular analysis of Robinson's performance data reveals a critical distinction in his running style, which is paramount to this matchup. On his 51 attempts, Robinson has forced only 5 missed tackles. This rate of 10.2 attempts per forced missed tackle is low. For national context, other elite backs such as Ahmad Hardy of Missouri are forcing a missed tackle every 2.6 attempts. Robinson is not a make you miss back. His value is derived not from elusiveness, but from power and contact balance. The defining metric of his season is his 4.2 yards after contact per attempt. This is an astronomical figure. It means that 67.7%, or 214 of his 308 total yards, have been gained after an opponent has made contact with him. This redefines his X Factor ability. He's not avoiding tacklers, he's running through them. His skill set is a rare combination of elite vision to find the crease, explosive power to break the initial tackle, and breakaway speed to finish the play, as evidenced by his 6.2 yards per attempt and 65-yard long run. Oklahoma's offense also ranks 7th and 2nd level yards, and they rank 9th in open field yards. Alabama currently is surrendering 139.1 rushing yards per game, and more critically, 4.3 yards per attempt. For context, Oklahoma's own defense ranks 4th nationally, allowing just 82.4 yards per game. This mediocrity is defined by a low floor and high variance. In 4 of its 6 SEC games, the Alabama defense has allowed at least 135 rushing yards and over 4.3 yards per attempt. This includes being shredded by Texas A&M, which ran for 243 yards at 6.2 yards per carry. However, the unit also possesses a dominant championship-level ceiling, evidenced by its outlier performance against LSU, holding the Tigers to just 59 rushing yards on 2.3 yards per attempt. This variance suggests a defense that is beatable on a down-to-down basis, but capable of elite play. The why behind this inconsistency lies in the new defensive scheme. Defensive coordinator Kane Womack employs a 4-2-5 swarm defense. It's an aggressive gap shooting system designed to create negative plays by sending defenders to the ball. However, the aggression carries an inherent, well-documented risk. The scheme's design will lend itself to the propensity to give up big plays at times. A 2024 loss to Vanderbilt, where Womack's scheme was in place at South Alabama, serves as a proof of concept for this vulnerability. In that game, the defense's deficiencies were exposed as they allowed over 100 yards after contact. This creates the single most critical matchup of this game. Oklahoma's rushing offense is built to generate yards after contact, and Alabama's defense is schematically prone to surrendering it. Womack's swarm is designed to get one unblocked defender to the ball, and if that one defender fails to make the stop tackle, the aggressive, over-pursuing nature of the scheme means pursuit angles are compromised, and explosive plays like Robinson's 65-yard touchdown run are the result. So, how does this play out? How does Oklahoma use this trench-level dominance to win the game? On offense, Oklahoma's plan is not to win a shootout. It's to execute the Anaconda strategy. Control the clock, shorten the game, and impose wear and tear. By running the ball against Alabama's 77th ranked run defense, Oklahoma can achieve a high success rate, gaining 40% on first down, 60% on second down. They stay on schedule. This creates 15-play drives, it rests the defense, and it demoralizes an opponent. Now, this Low possession, grinding physical game is susceptible to being blown up by 3 risks. Risk number 1 is the turnover chasm. This is the big one. Alabama, as mentioned earlier, is tied for 5th in turnover margin. Oklahoma, as mentioned, is 118th. Oklahoma's offense gives the ball away, and its defense doesn't take it away much. This blueprint requires Oklahoma to play mistake-free, and the data says they are one of the most mistake-prone teams in the country. Risk number 2, the QB mismatch. Ty Simpson's 20-1 touchdown interception ratio versus John Mateer's 8-7 is a mismatch. If Mateer gives Alabama's offense 2 or 3 short fields, the game is over. The Anaconda strategy is useless. Risk number 3, Oklahoma's own fatal flaw. This is the ultimate irony. For all their defensive dominance, the metrics show that Oklahoma is actually last in overall defensive explosiveness allowed. They are a bend don't break defense that breaks, and when they do break, it can be catastrophic. And what is Alabama's offense built to do? They are 5th in passing explosiveness in the SEC. They are a clutch offense ranked 5th in passing down success rate in the conference and 4th in passing down PPA. This is the entire game. Oklahoma's strategy is to force Alabama into predictable 3rd and longs. Alabama's strategy is to thrive in 3rd and longs by creating their own explosive play. Oklahoma's defense is dominant on 9 plays, but dead last at preventing the 10th. This is a game of consistency versus volatility. What do you think? Do you think this game will be won by explosive, volatile plays in open space? Or is it won by a 4-quarter physical imposition in the trenches? The numbers are clear. Alabama does have a fatal flaw, and Oklahoma does have a blueprint to exploit it. The only question is, will they show up in Tuscaloosa? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell, and leave your score predictions below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Boomer.